Hello and thanks for joining us on the FCT Call Center on ASO Radio and Television Services. The FCT Call Center is a program designed to bring to you the activities of the secretariats, the departments and the agencies of the Federal Capital Territory. This program also affords residents of the Federal Capital Territory the opportunity to participate in governance. This is done via phone calls. So at the appropriate time, we'll open the phone lines for your contributions and suggestions. Today on the FCT Call Center, we are privileged once again to have the Managing Director and the CEO of the Abuja Enterprise Agency, Chudi Ugwada Izirigwe. You're welcome to the FCT Call Center.
Thank you very much, madam. It's my pleasure to be here, and thank you very much, viewers, for having me.
You can follow the FCT Call Center. We are live on DSTV channel 392. We're on Star Times TV channel 127 and on Free TV channel 507. You can also listen to us on ASO Radio 93.5 FM. Stay with us. We're back shortly. You're watching and listening to the FCT Call Center on ASO Radio and Television Services. Today we have the Managing Director, the Acting Managing Director and CEO of Abuja Enterprise Agency, Chudi Ugwada Izirigwe. Once again, thanks for joining us on the FCT Call Center. As a tradition on this program, tell us what you do at the Abuja Enterprise.
Thank you very much, madam. My name is Chudi Ugwada Izirigwe, as you already know. And for us at Abuja Enterprise Agency, our mandate is as given by the FCT administration. As you are aware, Abuja Enterprise Agency is an establishment of the FCT administration that is, mandated with the responsibility of driving the enterprise development subsector of the economy in the FCT and indeed beyond. The agency was established in 2006 by the FCT administration with the support and collaboration of the UK Department for International Development, the DFID. And ever since we've been in operation, we have continued to ensure that our mandate is actually brought to the center of activities and indeed delivery of the dividends of democracy to the good people of the FCT. And this is revolving around providing critical and requisite support for entrepreneurs and those operating businesses in the FCT to overcome obstacles to growth, assist them with requisite knowledge and human resource capacity to position them to become competitive internationally, and indeed ensure that all the bureaucratic protocols and red tape associated with the ease of doing business is completely eliminated. And in doing that, the presidency had worked with the FCT administration to establish what we call the one-stop shop for MSMEs in the FCT that is domiciled within the Abuja Enterprise Agency Entrepreneurial Complex. Particularly is right on the top floor, on the third floor of the AEA complex. You have the one-stop shop that hosts 16 government regulatory bodies, ranging from NAFDAC to Standard Organization of Nigeria to FIRS, and even the financial institutions. Nexim is there, Nigerian Export-Import Bank is there, the Bank of Industry is there, and indeed other financial establishments like the FCT Inland Revenue Services is also located there. There are quite a chunk of, like I said, 16 of them are there. The whole idea is to ensure that whatever bureaucracy or bureaucratic bottlenecks or red tape that is associated with business registration, business regulation, and all such, processes are, actually attended to with ease without the regular bureaucracy and red tape associated with having to process, certifications and licenses and approvals and all that. So that is exactly why the FCT administration, like I said, working with the presidency, established the FCT one-stop shop for MSMEs. And it may interest you to know that as we speak, from assessment of the supervising body, which is the Office of the Vice President, the Office of the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Job Creation and MSMEs, Mr. Tola Johnson, who visited recently, had confirmed that indeed the FCT one-stop shop is the best in the country. And we have been winning awards back to back with respect to that one-stop shop, which has actually realized and is still doing more with respect to the ease of doing business in the FCT.
Okay. Yes. Congratulations on your achievements.
Thank you very much.
Now the agency plans to open up the Abuja School of Entrepreneurship. What is the progress so far with that initiative?
Well, the business School of Entrepreneurship actually is a project that was born out of our desire to upscale the training component of our services, because over time, since inception in 2000, since we started operation in 2006, we have been doing greatly well with respect to entrepreneurship education and training for both business startups and those who are already in business. And we have a thriving faculty that is made up of authorities in the enterprise development sector. And over the period, we felt that it was time for us to not just have a training faculty, but to put in place a structure that will not just do the regular training and follow up, but to become more globally accepted as an institution that delivers on entrepreneurship development. So and of course, from the myriads of requests and demands from those who have passed through our training and our stakeholders in the enterprise development ecosystem, working with us. So I conclude that it was time for us to set up the what is now to be known as the Abuja Business School of Entrepreneurship. And so far, with respect to the establishment of the Business School of Entrepreneurship, I can authoritatively tell you that we have concluded the feasibility studies and viability studies for that project, and have come out with a result that indicates that yes, indeed, it is very, very, very viable and feasible. We have also been able to identify critical partners and stakeholders in the project, talking about international partnerships with accredited universities and institutions both within and outside the country. The concept development and the business plan for the Abuja Business School of Entrepreneurship has also been concluded. At this time, what we're trying to do is to obtain the requisite approvals and licenses and accreditation that we require for the rollout, because we are an agency that takes seriously to due process. Because if we're saying that entrepreneurs and their businesses should formalize their businesses and do things in a normal and legal way, we should also be doing the same. So at this material time, what we're doing is to ensure that the necessary licenses, approvals and accreditations for the courses of study that we have already lined up is received from the relevant government and approving agencies. And then of course we're also in the process of strengthening our faculty towards identifying more of persons who are experts and authorities within the entrepreneurship ecosystem that is being invited to join us in ensuring that we have never a second chance for first impression. So we don't want to start and say we're learning. We have already been in the business before now, so we don't want to make mistakes down the road. And of course we're mobilizing partners that we are looking forward to receiving technical support from. And some of the things that we're expecting is also to kind of embolden our curriculum of studies. And that is exactly where we are with respect to getting the Abuja Business School of Entrepreneurship to roll out. So it is work in progress as we speak.
Okay.
Yes.
You're also going to tell us about the youth entrepreneurship program. The duration for, you tell us what the program is all about, the youth entrepreneurship program, and its duration. We also learned that you graduated some youth core members from the
from our youth entrepreneurship programs.
Yes. Tell us about it.
Well, we have a potpourri of youth entrepreneurship development programs. For instance, our youth development programs tailored to meet specific needs of young persons, youths in the FCT, ranging from the area of ICT to the area of skill acquisition in areas such as carpentry, which we call woodworks, in the area of items like the tailoring and fashion design, which we just recently graduated 50 fashion designers, fashion entrepreneurs at the Abuja Area Council, wherein we worked with the GIZ, the German Agency for International Development, and the VFS Training Academy, and in partnership with the Abuja Area Council, whom we have received, as a matter of fact, tremendous level of support from the chairman, the executive chairman of Abuja Area Council. And we have successfully trained them in that area of fashion, and also supported them with startup equipment like the machines for sewing, both industrial and manually operated machines for sewing, and indeed other equipments that they require to start and position themselves for economic self-reliance. And then, of course, for the youth entrepreneurship program, which you just spoke about,
the duration.
Yes. Talking about the duration, we have the duration running for 8 weeks. 8 weeks of intense training in entrepreneurship, and this will also involve study tours and hands-on practice with mentors, in a tailored manner, because as the training goes on, we are able to get the youths to make choices of their area of skill acquisition in line with their passion, because passion is very key.
What drives progress.
Exactly, in making these youths, guiding them to make good choices of the area of skill that they may want to go into. So that's what we have done, and the program lasts for 8 weeks. Very intense training that goes on for 8 weeks, and we work with different establishments of both government and persons in the private sector, who send in youth corpers who are doing their primary assignments with these organizations, and they come in, and we take them in, give them what we call a refresher orientation, so as to make them understand that entrepreneurship is not a tea party. Young people usually they think that is a joke. They just want this. No, it's not a ceremony for us. In a serious business. So when we bring them in, we get them to understand that, look, this is your destiny in your hands, and at that point we're able to work with them in a tailored manner to ensure that the choices they make is very well thought out and very well informed in making choices of the skill area they want to go into. So far we have been able to actually train over since inception over 3,400 young persons who have participated in NYSC in the FCT, and still counting. We also have training for youths, not just in ICT, but in mechatronics. It may interest you to know that the FCT administration has also allocated land for the establishment of what we call the AA Mechatronics Complex, which is located in the Maitama 2 area. And the whole idea here is because the world is leaving fossil fuel and going into alternative energy sources, and new cars manufactured both locally and internationally are now focused on less use of fossil fuel, and we think that the time is now for us to train our young people in the area of mechatronics, so that vehicles that are being imported and even those that are being converted, as that we have hands, technical hands that are able to get these vehicles maintained and repaired, and of course that is a source of job creation and wealth creation as well. We don't have to bring people from outside the country to maintain these vehicles that are now using, less of fossil fuel. So these are some of the things that we're doing for young persons in the FCT with a view to taking their minds off this elusive, white collar jobs that seems to be confusing us. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're watching and listening to the Fct Call Center on ASO Radio and Television Services. Today we have the Managing Director, the Acting Managing Director, and the CEO of the Abuja Enterprise Agency, Mr. Chudi Ugwada Ezirigwe. You can follow the Fct Call Center on DSTV channel 392, on Star Times TV channel 127, and on Free TV we're on channel 507. You can also watch us on the UHF band on channel 38, as well as listen to us on ASO Radio 93.5 FM. Stay with us. We'll be back after this time out. You're watching and listening to the Fct Call Center on ASO Radio and Television Services. Today we are speaking with the Acting Managing Director and the CEO of Abuja Enterprise, Mr. Chudi Ugwada Ezirigwe. Now, my next question, life is a give and take situation. So far, what are the contributions of Abuja Enterprise to the FCT administration? You're also going to tell us the contribution of the FCT administration to Abuja Enterprise.
Thank you very much. That's a very interesting one, as a matter of fact, because for me, the contributions of the FCT to Abuja Enterprise Agency is to say, first of all, that it's a very well thought out initiative of the FCT administration in creating and establishing the Abuja Enterprise Agency, an interventionist program agency of the FCT administration. And as you know, this agency is domiciled in the office of the Honorable Minister of the FCT, His Excellency Barrister Ezra Wike, CON, who incidentally is a lover of the youths. And to speak about what the administration under the current leadership of the Honorable Minister, what the administration has done, or what the FCT has done for the agency. And indeed, in doing whatever it has done, is also doing that for the people of the FCT, because AA belongs to the people of the FCT. It's an establishment of the FCT administration that has continued to intervene in the economic lives of the people of the FCT. It may interest you to know that for us at AA, our operations is targeted at the area councils in such a way that 70% of whatever we do, we focus on the area councils, the 6 of them in the FCT. And just recently, the Honorable Minister have continued to support the activities of the agency by giving requisite approvals and critical support towards the continued implementation of what we call the FCT CARES program. The FCT CARES program is a fallout of the COVID-19 action resilience economic stimulus of the World Bank, which, of course, you know, the FCT minister have continually provided the needed support in terms of the financing, the countermand funding for the execution of this program. And as we speak, so far, the agency have actually disbursed to the total number of 3,425 businesses, the support grants in terms of the 3 delivery link indicators, ranging from support for operations to support for credit and indeed technical support. This means that those who have gone through difficult times, especially operators of business in the FCT, who suffered tremendous setback during the COVID era, have continued to receive support from the FCT administration. And you know what that means? A lot of businesses got shut down and were no longer in operation. And the moment that this minister came on board, he said, no, people of the FCT must continue to remain in business. And in doing so, you can imagine, all right, all those who have been able to meet the criteria with respect to assessing this grant, as supported by the FCT administration, have continued to do so. In other critical areas of our operations, the administrations have also continued to support us. Like I told you, just recently we graduated persons who were trained at the Abuja Area Council in the fashion industry, and we supported them in making sure that they are provided with the needed equipment to start their businesses. What this means, in the next couple of months, as we follow up on them, you will discover that they will have employed more people to work, and they would have started training people who also down the road are like a chain, begin to provide for themselves, right? And as that happens, you find that the economic indices gets better and better and better. So what the FCT administration is doing for AEA is exactly what it's doing for the people of the FCT, because we're here at the service of the people. We're agents of government working for the people. So to say what the FCT administration is doing for AEA is nothing personal. It's not for the AEA. It is for the people of the FCT. So we are just agents of the FCT administration working for the interests of the people of FCT, right? And may also interest you to know that we deliberately ensure that 70% of our services are also focused on women, because we understand that women are more resilient. Yes, they are very resilient, and our experience have shown that even when loan portfolios was working at peak, when we give them, yes, they usually, you don't have to chase them around. They are very serious-minded people. So, and we know that the chain is always operating better if you work with women, especially when we work with them in groups of associations or cooperatives. So indeed, what the administration is doing for AEA is, it cannot be overemphasized, too numerous to be mentioned, as a matter of fact. And of course then, what we do for the administration is that we do not spare anything to ensure that we continue to remain professionals in the delivery of our duties and responsibilities as agents of government of the FCT, so that our aim is to ensure that we continue to maintain the integrity, the honor, as we say in AEA, respect for the human person, and acting in a professional manner to the extent that we deliver on the mandate. And the idea of the mandate is to ensure that we take entrepreneurship to every home in the FCT, right? So what we're doing as AEA for the FCT administration is to ensure that the people for whom the services that AEA is positioned there to provide, that they receive these services in a professional manner, and that everybody is happy at the end of the day. All right? If you go around the FCT, I mean, the facts speak for itself, what the agency has been able to do over this period of time. And the people are saying, yes, indeed, thank you to the FCT administration. And I also want to use the opportunity to also say that the current administration of the FCT, under the Honorable Minister of the FCT, His Excellency, Barrister Ezenwo Wike, has continued to open more doors of opportunities. Before, it was difficult for us to assess some areas and parts of the FCT. I must be very candid and frank with you, right? There were no roads. Security was a problem. For you to be able to visit some of the remote areas where, like we always say, you see nakedness in its, poverty in its nakedness. But today, as we speak, it has become easier for us to assess some of these very remote areas, because the current minister is opening up the roads, opening up the communities, and providing, the much needed security for us to be able to assess these areas, right? And we're doing the best we can, as these roads are being opened up and assessed, So sincerely, what the administration is doing and what we're doing is there to speak for itself. That's the simple truth. Okay. Yes. Thank you.
Now, how do the FCT youths declare interest in some of this laudable empowerment program you've talked about? What is your criteria? What is the agency's criteria in picking some of the youths who have declared interest in your programs?
Good. Now, for us, we are actually working with critical establishments of the FCT administration, like the newly established Secretariat for the youths. The Monday Secretary for the Youth Secretariat, Comrade, is Honorable Comrade Ango, is somebody who is a youth himself and is not a stranger to youth affairs. And we are working with him tenaciously to ensure that, what we have been doing at the agency, that we up the game and ensure that we don't lose focus on the ball. And what we do is to bring information to bear, because information is key. When people are not aware of what the government is providing for them, it becomes an elusive agenda or elusive project to actualize whatever good purpose that the government has for the young people. So we're taking information as a key component of our activity at this time to ensure that we continually provide the necessary information and publicity and awareness for the young people to come to take advantage of these programs that have been lined up. For instance, we're working with our partners closely to establish the Startup Digital Academy. The world is going digital. ICT is the new area of focus in terms of provision of jobs and what have you. So we're working tenaciously with our partners and collaborators to ensure that the Abuja Digital Startup Academy gets to roll off as quickly as possible. Partners such as the UNDP and the Korean International Development Agency are working closely with us towards the establishment of the Startup Digital Academy, and definitely we will get there. We are expecting further support from the FCT administration towards the establishment of this Startup Digital Academy that will focus particularly on ICT, because the world, as I was already said, is going digital and is becoming more and more of a global village, so that whatever we're doing at this time must not be isolated from global trends, so we are not to be left behind. So that working closely with, like I said, the Youth Secretariat of the FCT and the Monday Secretary himself and the Area Council Services Secretariat, we are ensuring that our ICT programs of training and empowerment is taken very seriously. All right, so that's exactly what we're doing for the youths, and I want to believe that the youths themselves will be ready to take this program seriously, because it's one thing to take horse to water and another thing to get horse to drink water. So that is the thing we're doing now. We're working with different youth groups as we speak, different youth groups. We're organizing them, we're bringing them together, and luckily we have, like I said, a Monday Secretary of the Youth Secretariat who is no stranger to youth matters. So it's a marriage that is going to bring beautiful results to the youths of the FCT very, very soon. I can promise that authoritatively, yes.
That's the size of our package today on the program FCT Call Center. Thank you very much, the Acting Managing Director and the CEO of Abuja Enterprise, Mr. Chudi Ugwada Ezeriwe. Thank you so much for talking with us on the FCT Call Center.
Thank you very much, and I want to seize this opportunity also to say to the youths of the FCT, we have better days ahead. We think that this is the time. We have an administration here in the FCT that is in love with the youth of the FCT and is ready to take them to wherever they want to be. Thank you very much for having me.
Do join us next week for another edition of the FCT Call Center. I am Hulina Adojo. Thank you very much for staying with us.